All right, the developmental process for sixth through eighth graders. I chose this age group because I teach in the middle school, and this is a very huge cognitive stage for students as they are going through many different developments between puberty and developments in their education as well. It's continuous development, and with middle schoolers, it's nice to see that the continuous development happens. So when it comes to the continuous development, things will change over time. So you'll see students start to, when they start the school year as sixth graders to when they end as sixth graders, that they usually grow in some way or another, or that be height or weight. And it's even cooler to see by the time they get to eighth grade the progress that they have made. Um, they are also in this continuous development. They're bringing in previous knowledge from their elementary schools and being able to use that in their classrooms now to be effective and improve on their previous knowledge. So they are learning new things because of the information that they had before. So they're going to continuously use this information through seventh and eighth grade. So it's a learning step tower that's going on that they will continue to use. Nature and nurture influences. Not every student has the same background, and the environment is in which they are around can influence the behavior, and that they're very impressionable. My school district is a Title One school, so a lot of the students are lower income and aren't used to being um, having both parents at home or having someone to look up to as a positive role model. So they use the influences around them, and some of them use the influences around school to be effective and try to figure out who they are. So the nurture part of this is how they're raised. So some people, if their parents aren't very loving people, then when they get into their environment in school, they might not be as loving, and they're very impressionable. And so, especially with sixth graders, if they hang out or see an eighth grader and they think they're cool, they might start talking and acting like that eighth grader, and that nature and nurture influence starts to come into play. Eric Erickson has a psychosocial development theory that he came up with, where personality development takes place all through the lifespan, and when we interact with others, that is what affects our sense of self, of what he called the ego identity. So what that means is that they're going to continuously grow and develop over time, but when it comes to interactions, people can change who they are, who or how outgoing they are because of their egos. And that could be influenced by the last slide, nature versus nurture. So a child can be very outgoing or very quiet, and then they get around new people which they become friends with, and then things change, and maybe they become louder than what they were before. And parents have a hard time coming to terms and figuring out why that happened. Well, this development goes through their entire lifespan. So when they get to high school, they might be the quiet ones again and not really go out and reach and try to do more than what they're comfortable with. So Erickson's theory is definitely true when it comes to the middle school of sixth through eighth graders.